The Last of Us Part 2 is out right now and is an absolutely amazing game. And if you are familiar with Naughty Dog's work, you know their games are crafted with an almost obsessive attention to specifics that you rarely see in any other game. Their games are packed with tiny details, references and Easter eggs that makes the experience so much more complete. And The Last of Us Part 2 is no exception to that. So I compiled a lot of these into one video and I'll narrate through each of them. So let's get straight to it.
Come on. This way.
Ellie's alarm clock in her room actually advances in real time. If you are outside while it's snowing, you will notice that Ellie slowly gets covered in snow, including her backpack and jacket. Rain will glide off different surfaces. On a metal surface like this, you can see it sliding down in a very realistic manner. You could even say it has kind of a calm, soothing effect. Snow realistically falls off trees if you collide with them. Ice will crunch and break when you walk over it. It's satisfying in a strange kind of way. Enemies communicate to each other when they notice you are out of ammo.
Right there! Move in! She's empty!
Dina finds a video titled Smash Brandy's Cooch, which is a play on Crash Bandicoot.
Smash Brandy's cooch. Are these? It's porn.
Enemies will react to their friends being killed and will call them out by name. It's kind of creepy, don't you think?
In the shot! Ambush! Up there! Move on! Zoe! God damn it!
Ellie doesn't really like water streams in her neck, but then again, who does? When holding a rope, Ellie will reel in and release the rope accordingly. Sir Francis Drake's ring can be found in a bank vault. This is an obvious reference to the Uncharted series.
Man, if we were back in the old world, whew, we'd be rich.
When playing guitar, Ellie's finger positions are in line with actual accords for playing acoustic guitar. I've never seen them this detailed before in a game. Enemies can approach you and attack you even while upgrading your weapons at the workbench. You are never really safe.
I got her! We're not going back, understand?
Depending on the source of the flames, enemies can catch fire on different body parts. Supporting characters will warn you from incoming attacks.
To your right!
While nearing a ledge, Ellie will try to keep her balance before falling. Water drips off wet characters. Dina doesn't think this is weird at all, by the way. LJ disappears when you walk or swim through. Water vegetation, such as these reeds or lilies, also gets displaced by the boat. The position of Ellie determines how she will grab an item. For example, when there is an item to the back of her, she will actually grab behind her. Ellie's hair will slowly get wetter and darker in rain. Shortly after this, she will put on her hood. Snow attaches to Ellie's hair.
Storm's really picked up. How far are we from the lookout?
Water lilies move out of the way when you swim through. The girl who plays on her PlayStation Vita is actually playing Hotline Miami. You can notice this from the soundtrack that is coming out of the PS Vita and the screen that shows a Hotline Miami level. While standing still, Ellie will show small but subtle facial traits. Blood from enemies flies towards and sticks to the screen. You will also notice that the same goes for snow and mud. If you run or walk through pools of water, the water actually displaces and this causes small waves. Somewhere in the game, there is an arcade hall with a Jack X combat racing arcade cabinet. In that same hall you can also find the turning arcade cabinet that was in the original The Last of Us, as well as in Left Behind and the prequel comic American Dreams.
Would you play this before?
Nah. But I had a friend that knew everything about this game. Apparently.
You can find various PlayStation 3 consoles in the game. This makes sense because the virus outbreak day was on September 27, 2013. And the PlayStation 4 wouldn't release until 2 months later. One of these PS3 consoles has other Naughty Dog games lying next to it. We can see Uncharted 1 and 2 and the Jak and Daxter collection. You can find a superhero trading card with a character named Beyond. This is a reference to the Beyond 2 Souls game that was released in the same year as the original The Last of Us. The powers and backstory of the character on the card are the same as the main character from this game. There is a flashback scene in a museum that mirrors the giraffe scene from the first game. It's a really cool little throwback.
Every damn museum in Texas.
Looks like a giraffe.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Hey!
In the same scene, Joel will make multiple Jurassic Park references.
Pretty sure these are velociraptors. Yeah. I mean, at least that's what they called them in this movie I saw.
600 pounds of plants each day. Whew. Imagine the poops.
Yeah, there's one scene where, actually one of the guys said, that's a big mound of shit.
The robot toy that Ellie picks up in the first Last of Us when you're not watching can be found on a shelf in her room. And there you go. I'm sure this is not everything you can find in the game. Let me know what other cool details, references and throwbacks you found in the game. And if you enjoyed this content, smash that like button and subscribe. I'll see you next time.